Above the golden sands and mountains kissed by sunlight, a falcon soars, wings slicing the air with effortless grace. Its shadow dances across the dunes, a herald of freedom, courage and the power of dreams. Beneath it, a lone rider stands, heart beating in rhythm with the earth, eyes tracing the flight of the bird, longing to rise, to leave behind fear, doubt and the weight of the ordinary. The wind whispers through the desert, carrying tales of warriors, poets and kings who dared to soar. Each gust lifts the spirit, each grain of sand a lesson. To rise one must dare, to fly one must believe. He mounts his steed, muscles coiled like the spring of destiny, and together, rider and horse charge into the open, their steps echoing like drumbeats of a legend, yet to be written. Above the falcon cries, a song of challenge and promise, and he answers with a vow, silent but fierce, I will rise, I will endure, I will become. The desert stretches endlessly, a canvas of gold and shadow, dunes rolling like waves frozen in time. Each step is a trial, each gust of wind a test, but he rides on, eyes fixed on the unseen horizon. The falcon circles above, wings catching the sun, its flight a mirror of the courage within his heart. He remembers nights under the stars, dreams whispered into the quiet of the desert, and the burning desire to ascend beyond the mundane. The journey is more than distance, it is transformation. With each rise over a dune, with each challenge faced, he sheds doubt like old skin, emerging sharper, stronger, more alive. The wind, fierce yet guiding, lifts him in spirit, carrying the echoes of ancient songs, songs of those who soared and never looked back, of those who dared to rise when the world said fall. Through storm and sunlight, through shadow and flame, he learns the truth of the falcon's wings. Freedom is earned, greatness is forged, and the spirit that dares to rise becomes unstoppable. The sun beats down, relentless and golden, and the desert answers with waves of heat and shifting sand. Every step forward is a declaration that no obstacle, no trial, no doubt can tether the soul determined to rise. The falcon swoops, talons ready, eyes piercing the horizon, teaching patience, precision, and the art of focus. He watches, absorbing each motion, each dive, feeling the spirit of the bird merge with his own. Night falls, stars scattered like silver fire across the sky, and he rests beneath their gaze, feeling the pulse of the universe in every heartbeat. The trials of the day, the winds of the night, all shape him, mold him, lift him higher than the dunes. The desert becomes a symphony of lessons, patience, courage, endurance, vision, and he learns to move not just with the body, but with the spirit, riding not only across the sands, but across the vast, unseen landscapes of the heart. The desert stretches endlessly, a sea of golden shadows, and the falcon cries, its voice slicing through the quiet like a trumpet of destiny. The rider halts for a moment, listening, feeling the resonance of courage echoing in his chest. Each beat of the falcon's wings carries wisdom. Each shadow it casts is a lesson of vigilance and vision. He recalls the words of elders, poets and kings, to rise above all, one must first rise within. The dunes ripple beneath him like the rhythm of a vast heartbeat, and in that rhythm, he senses the pulse of the world itself. The falcon sweeps low, talons grazing the sands, teaching him balance, precision, and the art of knowing when to strike. Memories of hardship rise like mirages, storms that tried to bend him, nights that tested his resolve, and every moment of doubt that whispered, turn back. But the falcon reminds him, above fear lies freedom, above struggle lies strength. The wind gathers, swirling around rider and bird alike, carrying the scent of distant mountains and hidden oases. In that wind, he feels his spirit lift, as if the desert itself is raising him toward the sky. He rides onward, not just across the sands, but across the landscape of the soul, each stride a statement, each heartbeat a drum, echoing the falcon's call, rise, rise, rise beyond all limits. The sun dips lower, painting the dunes in amber and crimson, and the rider feels the truth of the journey. To follow the falcon is not merely to pursue the sky, but to embrace courage, vision and the eternal pursuit of greatness. The horizon glows like molten gold, and the rider feels the pulse of destiny quicken within him. The falcon circles higher, wings ablaze in sunlight, its flight a flame cutting through the vast expanse of the desert sky. The sands beneath seem to shimmer with fire, each dune a testament to endurance, each step a declaration of courage. He grips the reins tighter, heart pounding like war drums, for the trials ahead are not of earth or wind alone, but of spirit, of will, of the fire that burns unseen. Storms rise, fierce and sudden, winds lashing,
sand stinging like molten arrows. Yet he rides on, letting the fire within guide each movement. The falcon dives, talons poised, and he mirrors its precision, learning that mastery comes not from strength alone, but from harmony with the forces that surround and challenge him. Night descends, and the desert becomes a forge of stars, each one a spark igniting courage in his chest. He recalls the hardships, the mirages, the lonely hours beneath the moon, and feels the fire of resilience grow stronger, brighter, transforming pain into power, doubt into determination. Through fire and shadow, he rises above, learning that the wings of the falcon are not merely wings of flesh and feather, but wings of vision, courage and unwavering faith. To soar is to confront fear, to embrace uncertainty, to burn with the intensity of purpose and desire. He whispers to the falcon, "Teach me to rise above all, to embrace the fire, to claim the sky, to become more than I am." And in that instant, the desert, the wind and the stars answer, filling him with a heat that is not pain but power, a flame that will carry him to horizons golden and infinite. The night is alive with echoes of his journey, the fire of the falcon, the fire within him, merging into a song of triumph and destiny. And as dawn approaches, the sands glow like embers, marking the path of a rider who dares, a soul that rises, a spirit that conquers, a heart that will never yield.
The dawn breaks, spilling golden fire across the endless desert, and the rider feels the call of heights, yet unseen. The falcon rises, wings stretched wide, slicing through the morning sky, its shadow a symbol of freedom and untamed courage. Every gust of wind carries whispers of the infinite, stories of warriors, poets and dreamers who dared to soar. He leans into the reins, heart aligned with the rhythm of the earth, and together with the falcon, they ascend beyond sand and stone, beyond the weight of doubt and the pull of fear. The horizon stretches like an eternal promise, mountains and dunes fading beneath a tapestry of light. Each heartbeat becomes a drum, each breath a declaration. I will rise, I will endure, I will become. Storm clouds gather above, dark and formidable, yet he rides into them without hesitation, for the spirit that follows the falcon knows no bounds. Lightning cracks like a challenge, thunder roars like a judge, and still he ascends, riding the fire of courage, each stride a triumph over the limitations of earth and mind. The falcon dives, rising again in perfect rhythm, teaching the rider that mastery is harmony with force, precision, timing and vision, a dance with the elements, a song of the soul. Night falls, stars glittering like diamonds on black velvet, and he feels the pulse of the cosmos in his chest. Every star is a guide, every constellation a story, a reminder that the journey is not measured by distance, but by the courage to rise again and again. Through wind, through fire, through shadow, he whispers to the falcon, "Lead me to the heights unknown, show me the limits of the sky, the boundaries of courage, and I will meet them with fire in my heart." The falcon responds with a cry that echoes across dunes, a hymn of freedom, a promise of infinity. With every step the rider ascends beyond himself, beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond expectation. The desert below becomes a mosaic of golden memories, each dune a chapter of trials faced and lessons learned, each gust of wind a reminder that the spirit that dares can rise beyond all horizons, and become eternal, unstoppable and infinite. The desert wind rises, fierce and unrelenting, carving patterns into the golden dunes, testing the resolve of those who dare traverse its vastness. The rider grips the reins tightly, muscles taut, heart steady, for the wind is not just a force of nature, but a mirror of the trials within. The falcon soars above, wings steady against the gusts, eyes sharp, unyielding, cutting through the chaos. It is a teacher, a guide, a symbol of courage, showing that mastery comes not from avoiding storms, but from meeting them with grace and purpose. Sand lashes against the rider's face, biting, relentless, a reminder of life's harsh truths. Yet he pushes forward, every step a declaration. I will rise, I will endure, I will surpass all limits. The horizon flickers, blurred by wind and dust, yet in the chaos he sees clarity, a vision of golden light beyond the storms, a promise that trials are the path to greatness, and struggle the forge of the soul. Night descends, the winds whispering secrets of the unseen, carrying echoes of ancient warriors and poets, their courage flowing through the rider's veins. He listens, absorbing every lesson, feeling the pulse of the desert as a living rhythm, teaching patience, resilience and the art of rising beyond. The falcon dives into the tempest, rising again with unmatched precision, a master of the currents, a sovereign of the skies. The rider follows, heart and spirit aligned,
learning that true freedom is born in challenge, and that the wings of courage can lift beyond any storm. With each gust, with each bite of sand, he ascends not just across the desert, but across the landscape of the soul, each step, each heartbeat, each breath, a testament to the spirit that refuses to bow, that dares to rise, again and again, beyond all limits, beyond all fear, beyond all horizons. The golden horizon stretches farther than the eye can see, and at last the rider reaches the summit of the tallest dune, where the desert folds into the sky, and the wind hums a hymn of victory and possibility. The falcon circles overhead, wings catching the sunlight, its shadow dancing upon the sands below, a mirror of the rider's spirit, fierce, untamed, free. He dismounts, feet sinking into the grains that have witnessed his trials, and breathes the air of triumph, crisp and electric. Every storm weathered, every trial endured, every night spent beneath the endless stars, has led him here, to this pinnacle of courage and vision. The desert below is a tapestry of memory, each dune a story, each gust of wind a lesson, each shadow a reflection of the spirit that refused to bow. He lifts his eyes to the horizon, golden and infinite, and feels the truth of his journey, that dreams are not found, they are claimed through sweat, struggle and unwavering will. The falcon descends, talons brushing the sand lightly, and he smiles, understanding the bond forged in flight and trial. To rise is not merely to conquer the desert, but to conquer fear, doubt and the limits within oneself. The sun dips lower, painting the sands in amber and crimson, and he realizes that the summit is not a final place, but a vantage, a perspective, from which to see the limitless possibilities that lie beyond. He spreads his arms, feeling the wind lift him, and for a moment he becomes the falcon, wings of courage stretching into the infinite sky, heart beating in rhythm with the eternal song of freedom. The desert hums beneath him, the wind sings around him, and he whispers, "This is only the beginning. The sky is vast, the horizons endless, and I will rise beyond them all." The sun spills molten gold across the endless dunes, and the rider mounts once more, heart pounding with anticipation. The falcon rises beside him, wings spread wide, casting a shadow that stretches like a bridge to infinity. Together, rider and falcon surge forward, riding the currents of wind that twist and roar, each gust a challenge, each rise a triumph. The desert falls away beneath them, a sea of gold and shadow that no longer confines the spirit. Every heartbeat becomes a drum of courage, every breath a hymn of freedom. The trials endured, the storms weathered, the nights spent alone under the vigil of stars, all converge into this single exhilarating flight. The falcon cries, a clarion call of victory, and he answers with a shout that echoes across the dunes. I rise, I endure, I become. The words are not merely spoken, they are lived, etched into the wind and the sand, a declaration to the universe that nothing can tether the heart that dares. The horizon expands, golden and infinite, stretching farther than the eye can see, and he feels the rush of eternity beneath him, the pulse of life, the fire of dreams, the wings of courage. Through storms of sand and gusts of wind, through the burning heat of the day, and the chill of night, he soars higher, rising beyond the limits of fear and doubt, until the desert below becomes a mosaic of memory, and the sky above becomes a canvas of endless possibility. He glances at the falcon, eyes meeting its piercing gaze, and in that moment, they are one, a symbol of vision, freedom, and the eternal pursuit of greatness. The golden horizon stretches endlessly, yet he feels no end, only the thrill of rising, of embracing the infinite, of living fully, of becoming unstoppable. And as he flies beyond sight, beyond thought, beyond every limit, he whispers to the wind, "This is the heart of the journey, and I am its master, its seeker, its eternal traveler." The sky stretches endless, a canvas of gold, crimson and silver, and the rider soars atop the dunes of wind, falcon beside him, wings beating in perfect harmony. The horizon is no longer a line to reach, but a realm to embrace, infinite and alive with possibility. Every gust of wind, every shimmer of sunlight, every echo of the desert beneath speaks of trials endured, of courage tested, of dreams claimed. He feels the pulse of life thrumming in his veins, a rhythm as ancient and vast as the sands themselves. The falcon cries into the endless blue, and he answers, not in voice but in spirit, in the beating of his heart, in the fire of his soul. I rise beyond fear, beyond doubt, beyond limits. I am the wind, I am the flame, I am the horizon itself. Night descends, and stars blanket the sky, each one a witness to the journey, a spark of hope, a whisper of infinity. He remembers every challenge, every storm, every lonely night, and he understands, the journey was never just across the desert, but across the vast expanse of his own courage, vision and heart. He rises higher, riding currents unseen, where earth and sky merge into one golden expanse. The falcon dips and rises, teaching him mastery, showing that freedom is not given, but earned through perseverance, resilience, and the will to soar. The horizon shimmers endlessly, yet he feels no fear, no longing, only the exhilaration of ascent. Each beat of his heart aligns with the eternal rhythm of the universe. Each breath fills him with light, fire and purpose. And as he rides beyond sight, beyond thought, beyond the limits of mortal measure, he becomes more than rider, more than man, more than falcon. He becomes the eternal sky itself, boundless, luminous, unstoppable. The desert below whispers in reverence, the wind carries his triumph to the farthest dunes, and he knows in the deepest chamber of his heart that the journey never ends, it flows onward, eternal, golden, infinite. I am free, he whispers, not merely in body, but in spirit, in vision, in soul. I endure, I soar, I am eternal. And with that, the rider and the falcon merge with the horizon, rising forever on wings of courage, across deserts, across dreams, across the boundless sky, a testament to the power within every heart that dares to rise,